All right. It is time for Game 4 of this week's iCast Your Freaking Awesome Replays. It is the Fanatical Fanboy Challenge, where a player had to shout out who their favorite pro was at the start of the game in chat and then try to emulate them. I don't know what we're looking at right now, but we are seeing an insane drone rally to the corner of the opponent's main. I have a feeling this is going to be a good one. Down here in the bottom left, in the red, it is Yami-Kaiba. So this is, I believe, a weeb. I don't know what Kaiba means, but I feel like I've asked this before during an ICYFAR cast. All the weebs have been like, don't you know? It means the anime, the something. You guys can tell me. And yeah, enjoy your neckbeards while you're doing that. Thank you. Up here in the top right, looks like not playing the challenge. It is Cardinal. It's going for a forge. Either player could be doing it. No one's announced in chat that they're doing. Is it that hard, guys? Is it that hard to announce who you're a fan of? By the way, look at this cannon rush. It's like in range of the Overlord. Cardinal's like, I'm being so sneaky. Look how pro I am. He has no idea. Yami-Kaiba actually doesn't, because he's been staring at this forward hatchery the entire time. Is now starting Zerglings. Took a gas, hasn't put on it. This is actually an exact... I've seen Florencio do this exact build, guys. So remember, if you want to play as optimally as possible, you got to take a gas and not use it. Very Florencio move. It's one of my faves. Also, if your opponent starts building pylons and cannons in range of an Overlord, definitely don't react to that. And once your pool's finished, start building more drones rather than Zerglings. This is honestly how to have a huge brain, guys. Now, guys, like, what are we watching? You got Zerglings right there and you're just letting him cannon your ramp. Oh my god. Cardinal's just like building cannons around the base is like, yeah. So this is actually my favorite thing about not high-level cannon rushes, is players just build cannons in random spots around the base, and they'll build like 100. And the whole strategy rests on the other player attacking into those cannons. Because like the Zerg could just be like, you know I have creep and you can't get them in range of my hatch, so I can like just take gases and then like build ravages and slowly break out. Cardinal's like, yeah, but usually players panic and they come and attack into the cannons, because their brains are small. And you're like, but like, what? They're like, it has a 90% win rate in Platinum League, so I mean, who you judging, mate? And I'm like, but like, it shouldn't? Because like, what? Like, what does this achieve? You've spent so much money building a wall of cannons, but it doesn't do anything. Now, let's go to this camera of Cardinal, by the way, who hasn't noticed the gigantic fuck-off purple blob in his base. He's like, I got this, man. I got cannons surrounding his base. Like, I'm feeling so fucking good right now. Yeah, boy. Like, I'm not even taking Nexus next to his base. Like, this guy's fucked. Yeah. Who needs to look at him? I took 2 gases a minute ago. I still haven't put on gas mining. I'm going to go down here and build a Nexus. That's the... What? What the fuck is this? Derp. Herpa derpa derp. Herpa derp. Oh, no. You're not going to just pull probes into that. Put a cannon down. What are you doing? What are you... Okay, a cannon does go down. 2 cannons go down to the mineral line after 20 seconds delay. You only had about a minute's warning. This cannon just killed 3 drones, by the way, guys. Actually, a bit of counter damage. That cannon's going to fall. No, cancel. The probes are going to start to fight these lings. There's way too many lings. They could easily win this fight. Thankfully for Cardinal, they are cowardlings who run away. Oh, God, Zergling speed's done as well. Guys, this game is an absolute shit show. Both players are getting dicked kind of hard right now. These lings decide to focus on the pylon. They could have killed most of these probes, but now the cannon's finished, and they do get aggroed onto that. The probes come in for the sandwich, and Zergling filling is weak, man. If you put Zerglings in between a probe and cannon sandwich, guys, you might think it's awesome. You might think it's the peanut butter and jelly. It's not. It's Marmite. It's literally a shitty British version of Vegemite that tastes like arse. So if you want to spread arse on your sandwich, go ahead, put 6 lings in between a cannon and a fucking full mineral line of probes. Enjoy it. It tastes disgusting. It's not satisfying at all. Speaking of satisfying, this cannon is getting its 6th kill. It is denying 2 mineral patches. I take back everything I said about the cannons achieving nothing. It may have taken a few minutes more to actualize, but it did in fact get there in the end. The probes are going to decide to try and mineral walk down and fight 2 queens, Zerglings, and a spine crawler. It seems like Cardinal apparently not too bright either. One of those spines does get deeply penetrated. 3 cannons guarding part of the mineral line. The probes being very afraid right now. This cannon up to 6 kills. Yami-Kaiba is deciding to build drones and spines in this. I feel like, okay, just as long as you get a few Ravagers out, I don't think you can lose this game, right? The Protoss has decided to build a pylon here because that's very important. You can tell Cardinal's priorities right up there with Florencio's. I mean, this is the Protoss equivalent of the guy who's got so much going on in his brain, he's fucking drawing equations on the walls of his bedroom with fucking semen. It's, I mean, with a crayon, sorry guys, didn't mean to go there. I couldn't help myself because honestly, I'm trying to understand what Cardinal's thought process is right now. And I'm not, okay, fantastic. I think Cardinal may be dicked, guys. Meanwhile, these overlords rallying out. We've got spines. These drones are long distance mining. Yamakaba's like, it's fine. I'll mine from this mineral line. It's like, you know there's minerals there that are like half the distance. This honestly is peak StarCraft, guys. Both of these players' brains are so huge. I feel like we just watched two heavyweights throw down, you know? They're just swinging for the fences, gigantic, big punches, half of which were hitting their own faces. But in the end, the unspotted hatchery in the main base does win. Thanks for submitting. I'm imagining it's Kaiba who submitted that. Much love for the replay, mate. Cardinal, shout out for getting dicked. We'll go straight into the next game. That was a short one. I always get to the end of one of these games and I'm like, that was 80% you just taking jabs at the players, Pig. Like, you say even low-level players should submit replays, but all you did was make fun of them. Like, guys, I do make fun of masters and GMs as well. I do. Maybe not quite as much, but I feel bad. I feel a little bit bad, guys. I love you. Please keep sending me in those replays. I have a lot of fun. It's all in good fun. And, oh, God. Twitch chat, no. Oh, you're meant to be a moderator, Eon Blue. God, don't repeat the things that I've said back to me. It's bad enough that I say it out loud, let alone it being repeated in text form. God, it's like having to listen to the shit I've just said right after I've said it. That's gross, dude. Don't make me talk. Now you made me visualize ass on a sandwich. Gross. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Let's go into the next game. I am a TLO fan. Up here in the top left, a gigantic spider-like creature. Isn't this the creature he kills at the start of the show in The Witcher? The Kikimora, big old spider demon. I think I've killed a few of those. They had them in the first Witcher game, right? I think it was the first Witcher game that I played many years ago. Anyways, up here in the top left, in the red, monstrous spider creature. Makes sense, plays Zerg. It's Kikimora. And that kind of looks like a Kikimora, right? Is that an Ultralisk? Is it an Ultra? I don't fucking know, man. All the Zerg portraits just look like a fucking blob with eyes. It could be literally anything. This is a fake cannon rush. Oh, Polar Bee Ang. I would have loved that pylon to finish and just to fake it out even a little bit more. Look at this probe. This probe's like, haha, just trolling you, dickhead. Have fun losing all that mining time. Meanwhile, gate on the low ground, gas mining. Polar Bee Ang. Reppin' Jeff there. And honestly, just a baller opening. Much love to Polar Bee Ang. Every time I see a fake cannon rush, I'm like, you fucking boss. Not enough people do it. A lot of people, the funny thing is Zergs, they play against this 1 in 20 games, and they're permanently traumatized. Most Zergs, after that, they go, I'm so far behind. I'm so fucking far behind. Polar Bee Ang, of course, does hail from a country that uses the Cyrillic alphabet. Of course, I can read it. For those who don't know, I'll translate. That says, I just wasted your mining time. Get dicked. Fortunately for Polar Bee Ang, Kikimora does not read that. Cannot understand. What's this? What are you doing? Oh, is that? He's got the shape of a dick on his forehead. This drone honestly looks like he's up to no good, right? And now are you just leaving? No, he has a third hatch on the way. Okay. That drone really looked like he was up to no good. We'll have to keep an eye out and see what happens next. Meanwhile, looks like Sentry first. Polar Bee Ang wanting to go for that quick hallucinate to kill the Overlord on the high ground. This is a really cute opening. You both get to kill that and you get to scout very early. Sentry coming here as well. Guys, as I say this, we have to pause momentarily. I think I might miss check-in. Let me just... Oh, check-in opens in 2 minutes for the ESL Cup. Never mind, people watching on YouTube. Sorry, guys. We're about to play the ESL America, the ESL Pro Tournament, America's Weekly Cup. I missed last week's because I was away, so I'm super hyped. I got to check in right after this game. Make sure I don't miss check-in, or I will get removed from the bracket. Should be fun. Gonna have some competitions. That's a forge. Polar Bee Ang. Why are we going for a forge this early? Forge before tech? It's going to be a real fast +1 attack. I think we might see like just a +2 Stalker Sentry Colossus. Ooh, double Robo! Oh, Polar Bee Ang. This is going to be a just upgraded Immortals en masse. So Kikimora needs to not make roaches. Wait. We've got Overlord speed. We've got a TLO fan. Does anyone else feel Baneling drop right now? Is anyone else feeling that Baneling drop right now? I can sense. There's got to be burrowed Banelings or Baneling drop. I mean, what else would TLO do? The Hallucinate does spot that pervy boy. Sack of meat does fall to the ground there. Quickly sink into the earth. Lots of nutrients. So, I don't know if you guys have heard, but a lot of people are into eating the placenta these days. In the Marsara colony, and in general, it's spread from there to the rest of the Kaprulu sector. A lot of humans on Kaprulu Pinterest have actually been spreading their stories about cooking Overlord sacks, especially those that have the Ventral Sack upgrades. They're super high in protein, amino acids, and essential nutrients. So there's actually a whole movement about different recipes of cooking Overlord sacks. So it's actually much in demand. It's really good for your health. Some people have been going on the Overlord sack diet where they exist almost purely on Overlord sacks. It's 90% of their food supplemented with a few extra vitamin supplements. And honestly, it's just had amazing health results. A lot of those Terran out there, they used to have all sorts of immune deficiencies, all sorts of health problems. But I'm telling you, man, you cook up a nice big ventral sack filled with nutrients. There's a lot, you can grill it. Personally, I tried a smoothie the other day. I made a shake, blended it up. I mean, it doesn't taste the best, but trust me, you just feel this primal energy. Just you're eating that delicious Zerg. And yeah, I mean, just look at those sacks. Tell me that doesn't look tasty. Look at that glowing, throbbing sack. Oh, delicious. Right up there with eating the testicles of another human in terms of deliciousness, which I'm sure is just fantastic. People that eat placentas, you're all totally awesome. Has anyone in chat ever eaten a placenta? Don't be afraid. We love you. We'd just like to hear a bit about it. I've always wanted to meet someone that's actually done it. I'm a bit fascinated by the idea. To me, it sounds a little bit up there as being on the deliciousness scale of eating arse. So yeah, maybe not the best. Lings, Banes, Hydras. Oh, look at this. That's the bravest Stalker I've ever seen. It's like, go scout the enemy base. It's like, wait, shouldn't you use a hallucination or observer for that? Polarang's like, nah, I just want to see the composition. All right, you're going ling-bane. Good to know. Maybe making just Immortals is not a good idea. Wait, why are we making Adepts? Why are we making shield batteries on 2 base? It's 6 minutes. You saw a pack of ling-bane and you think you're being all-in? Oh, Polar Bee Ang. This is some interesting plays. Already has +1 attack, +1 armor on the way. I do like the Templar Archives. That's amazing for absorbing Baneling hits. Double Immortal drop going to hit here. That's actually so good versus Roaches, but against ling-bane, nowhere near as effective. It's going to come in. Should be able to get a few drones, though. Here we go. And they are tucked in the back, so could even take out a handful of ling-bane before they go down. There we go. Just picks off a bunch of drones, goes to the high ground, could pick off the Queen or the gases. Polar Bee Ang. It's just kind of hanging out here. Oh, what are we doing, buddy? Oh my god, that's some interesting prism control right there. Behind this, the gateway count is growing. Good to know. Polar Bee Ang growing. Not initially showing, but, you know, it's about potential, guys. Don't judge a Warp Prism Harass by its first entry. Give it a chance. Oh, I like this. Shade 2 Adepts in. Maybe hit the main of the Immortal at the same time. Oh. You're walking straight through Overlord vision, buddy. And the Adepts are even splitting up. They're deciding to path different routes. Holy fuck. What a bunch of unique, original. They're like, oh, my way's better. No, my way's better. Oh, let's race. It's like, I don't know if this seems like a good idea. You guys are very lucky the Zerg did not A-move you. A little bit afraid of the Warp Prism there, I guess. This single Zergling, by the way, doing epic damage to that Adept. Does get 55 shields off it, or 45. The Immortal's coming back in for the multi-prong, but not actually dropping. Where'd those Adepts go? They cancelled their shade? The Immortals are going to drop. This is some super fucking fancy pressure. Adepts will be into the main at the same time. Ooh, hot pickup, but look out. Oh, no. Oh, my God. Some Lings cleaned up those 2 Adepts. These Adepts, these Immortals are just fucking derping around right now. Oh, my God. Guys, doing fancy harass like that is so hard to micro. That's some, like, pro gamer shit, and I love it when someone tries to do the overly fancy pro gamer pressure rather than just like warp in some zealots and like leave them in the mineral line and go back home and macro. It never works out. This third base has been denied, by the way. So he's going for a corner base. 2-2 upgrades, which is actually awesome. But Archons are being made, and Archons can't get in and out of this base, guys. So just, I don't even know if they can get through there. I think they can, but they definitely can't get out there. So Polar Bee Ang is just like, I'm going to camp on 2 base and like kind of hope you attack me. Kikimura is like, well, I've done some nice Ling-Bane Hydra macro TLO style, and since you're fucking sitting on 2 base, like, I guess I just go Broodlords, and then I fucking win the game automatically. Is that 11 gateways, 2 robos, 2 forges on 2 base? Hot damn. Please recall some probes. But the probe count is actually still so low. Only 48 probes at 9 minutes. We're going for mass Archon. I'll tell you, it's a great composition until 10 Broodlords hit the field, and then they can literally kite you forever. Oh no, Polar Bee. So we kill the gateway or the core? Oh, no. Polar Bee is going to pick up the Archons one at a time. Oh, no. Oh, no. Every time I watch someone do this, I'm like, dude, this is so painful to watch. Now watch him whoop in another High Templar there, morph an Archon there, and get it... Oh, he moves to the outside. There's still one High Templar that doesn't have a partner, though, unfortunately. Okay, GG's. Big Ling-Bane Hydra Force. The Hydras do have upgrades. We've got +1 range. Ooh, getting a bunch of Sacky Lords. Oh, extra protein with that Ventral Sack upgrade on these ones. You'll notice that you can see the richness of the color of the sack. A lot more protein and nutrients in that one. That's a free range overlord, that is. Not like, so you see, let's take a look. This here, non-free range overlord, doesn't look quite as nutrient dense. Here, we got overseers. I mean, that's the richest overlord meat. The eyes are a delicacy for those who've never eaten them, like sheep's eyes, very tasty. But yeah, you can see on the Ventral Sack overlords, they've got that big, delicious, meaty center there. For those of you who are vomiting into your mouth, you guys need to grow up. Don't tell me all Zerg things don't look delicious. I mean, look at that Greater Spire. It's like watching 6 steaks all wrapped around each other trying to hump the fuck out of each other, don't you think? It's like you've just taken a bunch of living steaks, slapped them on top of each other, and they're just going for it. Look at this Hydra, it's just throbbing, and what is... there's a spiky orifice. Okay, fair enough. I mean, you know, one spiky orifice here or there is wait, what's... Oh, that's a very big spiky orifice. Okay, that's a little weird. I mean, here's a spiky, gigantic swimming pool orifice. Okay, that's a little odd. Oh, there's a little spiky orifice. Okay, this race is fucked up. Who designed this? Can somebody please call a bit of counseling for whichever sick puppy at Blizzard did the art and design for the Zerg race? It's a bit gross, guys. Like, I mean, there's gross and then there's like an obsession with spiky butts. It's weird. I've watched the movie Teeth. It scared me. And apparently it got someone at Blizzard a little bit excited because they decided to make the entire Zerg race based on that concept. It's fucking freaky, man. The Archon Ball goes forward. The Hydra Bane. Baneling drop! It's finally here! The TLO! Oh, that was actually a juicy drop on top of that army. That was actually very nice. I don't know if it's enough though, dude. Oh, and there's no charge! There's no charge! But there is 2-2 versus just +1. And despite an epic Baneling drop at the end of it, a few Archons, a bunch of Zealots standing strong. The 4th is gone. The 3rd is exposed. Hydras and Lings on the way. Kikimora is rallying into the army, though. Kikimora needs to rally away. Kikimora, you got to rally away. You can't rally into this. Oh, no. Okay, is rallying back now, trying to regroup. Baneling's morphing. If those Banelings can finish, that's going to be amazing. You can give up the 3rd. As long as you stop this army, you can get back in this game, Kikimora. Come on, mate. Show us your big spidery flexibility. Hydras, Banelings, 11 more Hydras on the way. Holy shit, with 1,400 minerals in the bank. Kikimora's got cash right now. Unfortunately, did not get Broodlords. They could have been out about 20, 30 seconds ago. I do believe that Greater Spire kind of finished as the army arrived at the 4th base. But I got a bit focused here on the Hydra Bane. Is it going to be enough? The Zealots, protected by the Banelings. They actually get through. There's even a random hallucinated Colossus in the mix, because why the fuck not? 2 Archons, a bunch of Zealots. They got those 2-2 upgrades. +2, not quite finished for the Hydras. The Queen's coming in. The Hydra's getting roasted by the imaginary laser beams. The Prism goes down. A few Zealots get stopped. Warps in Adepts. Not the right unit to be making at this stage. You've got to be making Zealots, especially with Challenge about to be finished. Adepts just do not attack fast enough, especially without that Glaives upgrade. These Queens tanking a crazy amount of damage. I'd love to see some Transfuses, some juicy Band-Aids, please. Hydras actually being protected by the force field. The drones being pulled into the fight. More Hydras coming down. That damage output is huge. +2. Looks like it's going to finish as the fight is over. Isn't that just the way it always happens? Opponent attacks, you lose your entire army, and +2 has now kicked in. A single Adept comes in, finishes off one more drone, and at the end of that, the Protoss loses everything. The Zerg still has a small army, but the Protoss has 3k minerals, 700 gas. Surely you can't lose from here. What are we building? 3 Warp Prisms and 7 Zealots? And 3 upgrades. Guys, I don't think it's possible. Just make Immortals, Archons, and Zealots right now. You've got 3 base versus 2. Your opponent's trying to rebuild a 3rd, 4th. Just rebuild your own 4th base. Transfer workers. These bases are oversaturated. That's undersaturated. It's fine. Don't build 3 Warp Prisms. 2 Warp Prisms have popped. No Immortals building. No Archons building. What is... Polar B! You've got Warp-ins ready right now. Make some units. Okay, some Archon... High Templar are going to make... Still not making Immortals, which has got to be one of the most important, just generically good, tanky, awesome units, especially with the upgrade advantage you got in this game. Archons, of course, going to be very important as well, but you don't want to spend all your gas on it. With 3-3 on the way, though, I think Polar B should still win this game. Kikimora is broke. 46 drones. Transfers drones back down to this hatch, which did get taken quite early. The main base and the natural, both low on mining. We've got 2 Corruptors on the way. I mean... Yeah, there's no real mobile, there's no Blink Stalkers, there's no Void Rays, there's no Tempest, there's no real answer to it, but, I mean, the Protoss is going to 5 bases, the corner base is still not scouted, Kikimora doesn't realize how far behind they are economically. We've got Observers and Prisms coming out, still no Immortals. It seems to be pure Zealot Archon, and I mean, don't get me wrong, I think a big follow-up attack just wins the game. If you just attack with Zealots and Archons, that could be huge. Changelings are going to come in. Finally getting some more info, is going to at least realize that there's a new, what he thinks, or Kikimora thinks, sorry, is a 3rd and a 4th, but doesn't know about that corner base. It's actually a 4th and a 5th. So way behind. 6 Broodlords morphing, though. That's definitely a unit that can get you back in this game. 56 drones, did re-drone a bit. 8 more drones on the way. Kikimora is going to try and play the slow game. Broodlords can defend this attack slowly, but it's going to take them a while to get together. So they got to be very careful to not let the Archons underneath them. Few Dropper Lords do get sniped down. Kikimora, though, not supply block. Does not care just yet. Archon Zealots coming in. These Broodlords have got to start a step so well. The Broodlords have their own control group. Kikimora, I'm so friggin' proud of you right now. Anytime I see a Zerg with their own control group for the Broodlords, I get a little bit excited because it means they do actually know how to use this army. But if Polar B just splits up and hits all the bases, Kikimora can't defend. Hydra Bane needs to pull back. Hydra Bane needs to pull back. The Baneling's looking for the Zealots. The Adepts are going to shade past. Good Broodlord micro. They're getting over the terrain. The Archon's getting a little bit close. The Broodlords aren't stutter stepping. Kikimora's micro derping a little bit here. Oh no. Those Hydra's taking a lot of damage, but the Archons go down. And the Adepts and Zealots are engaging here rather than killing the workers. Oh, a terrible engagement for Polar B. Polar B needed to be hitting elsewhere. Is going to try to... Oh, no. You don't warp in Stalkers with no upgrades in them. Oh, not like this. Oh, what are you doing? No. What do you think? You're going to kill 6 Broodlords with 5 unupgraded Stalkers, the lowest damage unit in the game. Polar Biang has an uncontrollable boner right now. Is trying to win the game here. You've got a bigger economy. You can pull back, take a deep breath. Chill, you've got this. Kikimora, desperately hanging on for life, is going to go for the Broodlord all in across the map. Hydras popping out are actually doing pretty well. Changelings have this Stalker trapped in a prison. What the fuck? This Stalker's trapped. I don't know if that was on purpose or not, but Kikimora, you get points for it either way. That was very TLO. Is going to go for a Broodlord all in while the Hydras barely hang on. Look at this single Hydra being micro. The Zealot does manage to snipe it out. That Stalker trapped in a glass cage of Changelings. The Stalker's going to start a step forward. The Broodlord's going down. Kikimora's micro not quite good enough. These Broodlords need to spend less time turning. More shoot, turn, shoot, turn. They're moving. They're not shooting. Every single Broodlord goes down. Kikimora is in deep trouble. Broodlord's the one asset. Polar B needs to give up this base, pull back, and just wait for more Zealots. That's more than enough Zealots to clear this army. Polar B, though, decides to take a bit of an awkward engage. The Zealots coming in single file. It's about the worst way to take it, but I think with the power of 3-3, it does not matter. The Hydras are done, the Hydras are dead, and with that, I think Kikimora's hopes, dreams, and destiny are fulfilled. The hopes and dreams dashed, the destiny fulfilled. Polar B hangs on. Almost shits the bed. But a good stutter step on the Broodlords does take him out, and does manage to just barely win that game. So that one was actually submitted by Kikimora. If we remember, guys, we go back to the very start of that game. It was only Kikimora who announced, I'm a fan of someone. Polar B did not. Kikimora just submitted a loss. Had a very beautiful Baneling drop over here. I think I call you the big TLO boy, Kikimora. Big TLO player. For that one. That was really cool. Great fake counter rush. This was actually a pretty fun map. Polar Bee with a super odd style, but getting away with that corner base was friggin' huge. And sick upgrades for Polar Bee as well. So yeah. Who knows? Maybe it was like, I'm a fan of Elfie. I don't know. GG, well played, mates. Don't forget to submit your replays for next week, guys. The challenge is you're playing the game wrong. Use a build or style from a different matchup to the one you're playing. Something like going ling-bane-muta versus Protoss. Obviously, you guys can be as creative as possible. Use whatever fucking crazy, wild strats you want. Have some fun with it. And check-in closes in 51 seconds. Whoa! We hit it! 51 seconds. I did not realize check-in was literally a 15-minute window. We almost missed check-in. Shit! We just barely got it, guys. I think I'm going to play Protoss today, guys. I think we're going to play Protoss all tournament. It's my highest MMR right now. I'm not really in form either way, so I'm just going to have some fun games, try and learn some stuff as Protoss. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it. Don't forget, get your replays in for next week. Info's in chat. And GG's.